Oh man, is this a juicy one. I'll admit, the Habs one, I just want to see. I want to see, and this is not the first time I'm going to be talking about this. How many Habs fans actually want PK Subban to come back as a Montreal Canadien? And keep in mind, he's not going to be a $9 million guy anymore, not even close to it. But let's say PK wants $1 million. 1.5, even at $2 million. How many Habs fans would consider bringing PK back to put him on the second or third defensive pairing? I think quite a lot. It sounds quite attractive when you look at PK Subban as a $1.5 million guy versus a $9 million guy who's supposed to win you the Norris every year. Because honestly, that's what you should be doing if you're making $9 million. But it's not just the Habs that it's interesting. There's a few teams, of course, but PK is going to be PK. And another team that it's been kicked around and it's going to keep swirling is his hometown Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, would he be willing to do it given his history with the Montreal Canadiens? I'm not sure. The thing is, though, that was a long time ago. PK hasn't been a Hab since 2016. So maybe it's water under the bridge and maybe he'd be ready to become a Toronto Maple Leaf. And this was written about on thehockeywriters.com. Here's what was said. Keeping with rumors today, given that Maple Leafs GM Kyle Dubas seems to seek veterans of note who would sign for lower salaries like Mark Giordano just did a little while back, PK Subban is one of those names that keeps popping up as a potential player for Toronto. Subban is 33 years old, a right-handed defenseman, which is a commodity in the NHL. And his $9 million contract and the salary cap hit that goes with it are ending. That makes him a UFA this offseason. If there ever were any traction to a Subban to Toronto move, this summer would be ripe for that move. And honestly, I could not agree more. Now, does he fit the style of the Leafs? Some would argue yes, some would argue no. Okay, I know a lot of Leafs fans are going to be saying, no. We've seen guys like Justin Hall. We've seen guys like, look, I love Morgan Riley, but sometimes defensively, he's not the best. So we know that PK is an offensive-minded defenseman, and he's always, his entire career, been kind of prone to some defensive lapses, some defensive errors. Take it from a Flames fan who's been watching Oliver Shillington all year. I know what it's like to be seeing these defensive lapses. Sometimes they are frustrating, and it's not worth the offense. But if you've got guys like Mark Giordano, like Morgan Riley when he does want to pick it up, Liljegren is turning into a good defenseman, TJ Brody, guys like this, then maybe you can afford for a PK Subban who can maybe even give you some good power play time. He can, look, I know it sounds weird, but PK on the penalty kill is honestly not that bad. And as a second or third pairing guy, like I said, if you give him a low number like $1 or $2 million, absolutely, that could be some really good value, and it's something that I think every team should be looking at because everybody likes to say, oh, PK's washed, he's washed up, don't touch him. Yeah, he's washed up for $9 million, but again, if you pay him that low number, it's worth it. Trust me, he can still play in the league, and he can provide some good value at that low number, I promise you. And yeah, this is just going to be a really, really interesting offseason, especially as it pertains to PK Subban, who, let's be real, like, I maintain that. He's got some game left, but he's on his last legs in the NHL, and we can already tell he's got one foot in the door for broadcasting. Okay, he's going to be looking at a broadcasting role in the future. That's almost certain, or maybe he wants to become an actor or something, but I do still think he's going to play 1 or 2, maybe 3 more years in the NHL. I hope he doesn't sign somewhere boring like Detroit or something, and I hope it's one of those two. Whether it's Montreal or Toronto, I'd honestly, you know what, both of them would be equally entertaining. Like going home to Toronto, one of the biggest markets and one of the biggest rivals of the Habs. That would be cool to see. It would be really interesting. And then just going back to Montreal, reuniting with Galley, who they have a bit of a contentious relationship. They're not too happy with each other. And Carey Price. Like Price and Subban, they were really good friends. So that would be really cool to see. And whatever happens, I think that's going to be an interesting storyline. I hope it's one of those two teams. Or even it'd be cool, I guess, if it was somebody like Vancouver. That'd be interesting. Or Edmonton. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. So we'll see. What do you guys think? Who is PK going to sign with in the offseason? I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. For more stuff like this, like, subscribe, and I'll tell you guys, just see me in the next one. Peace out.